Welcome to the Disneyland Forever podcast, your source for all things from the happiest place on earth. For more updates, make sure that you follow us on Facebook and Instagram at Disneyland Forever, and you can check out our website, disneylandforever.com. Hey everyone.
Hello.
It's Jordan.
And Bob.
No, it's not.
Oh, Daniel.
There we go. And I don't know where that came from.
I forgot my name for a second.
So, I don't think it's really been we haven't been up to much yet. We have a busy weekend.
Yes.
This weekend, because we have a lot of things going on. We were supposed to hang out with friends tonight, but they are sick.
Yes.
Which is unfortunate.
Throwing up all over the place. So
when they said
we will
cancel,
not go over. Yeah.
Good plan.
I don't want your stomach virus.
Then we have our Disney trivia event coming up on Friday. Well, you're not really involved.
I'll be there.
You're going to be there. But anyway, it's been really fun.
And I don't know the answers to the questions.
You're not participating.
Wink, wink.
You're not participating.
I probably don't remember them, let's be honest.
That's actually very true. And then we've got a busy weekend with weddings and festivals and stuff, so it's going to be a fun week.
Lots of things.
Yeah. So we have a busy week ahead of us. We haven't really been up too much since then, though. So, and like in the last week, honestly, Disneyland hasn't really either. When we get to news, you'll be like, oh, that's not much. No, it's not. It's all good. But we... this is actually based off of last week's review, and I was just thinking this is very timely, and so that's why I'm jumping on the suggestion so fast, is that they're like, we want to hear more Disneyland history. And so I just figured with the 70th anniversary coming up in just a little over a month, that we would do like this little mini series. We'll do like some of the history of the 5 original lands of Disneyland. And so we're going to start, there's rhyme or reason, there's kind of rhyme or reason, but not really. They were starting with Adventureland. It's
alphabetical.
Let's just say it's alphabetical.
Then next week is Tomorrowland.
Yeah, I'm like, it's not, but that's where we're starting. It's with Adventureland. So, it'd be kind of fun. If you're like, what does this have to do with like helping me plan my Disney trip? We've done this before where it's just like, sometimes it's fun to look around and be like, oh, I understand why that is the way that it is.
Yeah, maybe you can impress your friends.
Yes,
as you go.
Yes. You can be like, did you know? And they'll be like, you're so smart. It's like, yes,
I am.
We do have a new review.
We do. It's from Ronan7. They said, still listening for fun. I just came back from one of the best Disney trips ever and wanted to thank you for your great tips on Disneyland. That's it.
Yay.
Short and sweet. I love it.
Yeah, they don't have to be long reviews.
No,
we like
thank
them.
you so much. Yeah, that's great. Keep listening, and we appreciate you listening.
Yeah. I think I've actually noticed from a lot of other podcasts, too, it's amazing how many people are like, well, I started listening to Plan. I keep listening just because it's fun. Like, good. That's why we keep talking about it. What was it? A meme that I saw today that I thought was incredibly appropriate. It was like, I can never remember the crab's name in Moana. The
Tamatoa?
Yeah, that's it. You remembered him? And his name is some Hawaiian thing?
Because Lorcana, there's a card that I had to purchase for my deck that I was building. It's a Bruni deck. And it has,
what does Tamatoa have to do with Bruni?
Anyway,
let's just moving on.
It's a card.
So Tamatoa, they changed it to where it said, like, are you just trying to get me to talk more about Disney? Because if so, I will gladly do so. I'm like, that's me. So I hope that maybe it's for some of you now. I will gladly do so. So long story short, thanks for the reviews and thanks for still listening. We appreciate it. If you haven't done so, make sure you leave your own review, or you can leave just a rating if you want on Apple or Spotify or Audible, or a review, 5-star review on Apple. Yes, yep. I was making sure I said it right. I don't know why I almost said Apple wrong.
Steal the apples. Write reviews.
Yeah, we just really love them, or even just share the podcast with people that you think might enjoy it. We love that too.
You cannot write a review on a red delicious apple, or a Fuji apple.
You're in a mood.
Or a yellow delicious apple, or a green delicious apple.
I don't think there is such a variety as yellow delicious. I think there's like 47,000 varieties. One? I don't think it's called yellow delicious. You don't just call all of them the color they
yellow
are.
Crunchy?
They're not all named off the color.
Pink Fun Time? It's Pink Lady.
Is there a lavender apple out there?
Lavender loveliness apple.
And this is why no one asked you to name anything.
Blue
Lagoon. Blue raspberry apple.
Sure.
There's a reason that no one ever asked you to name anything. All right, so we're going to move on into the news. A lot of these things are really small, but we're going to talk about them anyway. So the animation building in California Adventure has recently reopened, and I don't know everything they did in there, but definitely one of the things they did is they updated the projections they do.
Yes.
So now it includes some of the more recent animated films like
Coco and
Encanto.
Encanto, yeah.
And I think it says Zootopia as well. Some of the more recent ones. So
Does it
that's fun.
still have the old ones? Because
As
you
far
go
as
in
I
there.
understand.
I'm like, why is this advertising Cinderella
It's
from,
not advertising.
from 700 years
It's
ago?
not advertising.
Okay, just celebrating.
Yes. What's wrong with celebrating a classic film?
Well, it's from 700 years ago.
So
I don't know.
that's what the term classic is for.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't say animation within the last 10 years building. It says animation building.
It must be new.
So if you're in the animation building, just keep an eye open. You'll probably see one of the new little projection shows they have. I shouldn't say projection shows, but like
It's just
ambiance.
the decoration stuff in there.
And so that would also mean that they would have updated the wallpaper and stuff as you walk into the building, because I've noticed that they have updated that before with new characters, because when you walk in, there's sketches of like Judy and Nick on the walls. Like,
Yeah.
that's new. So I bet they added some like Mirabelle and stuff like that in there too.
Probably.
There's also some photo ops that have been added throughout Disneyland for the 70th anniversary. Very similar to things they did during the 60th anniversary. Some of them you walk behind them, some of them you walk into them, and they're just like scenes that are reminiscent of some iconic Disneyland attractions or Disneyland things like that. Like the ones off the top of my head are there's one for the Mad Tea Party. There's one I think for Indiana Jones. I think. Don't hold me on that one. But they're around and about. I don't think that there's a photopass photographer necessarily in front of them at least not all the time. But they're there, and you can just keep an eye open for them. Rex from Toy Story has now made his official park debut.
Yay. He's the Tyrannosaurus thing,
You didn't
right?
know that, did you?
I was thinking of DJ Rex for a second.
No.
He's not
No.
out.
No, Rex from Toy Story.
Yeah, the green dinosaur man.
Yes. He's pretty cute.
Yeah.
That's the extent of what I thought about it. I'm like, oh, I didn't ask for this.
I like him in Forky Asked a Question.
He's fun. It's just like, oh, cool.
What is time?
Also, people are just talking about this, and I'm actually bringing it up because it's unusual for this to happen on this ride. Radiator Springs Racers is closing for a refurbishment in August.
It needs it.
Starting on the 18th of August, and right now there is no reopening date scheduled, and the only reason that's a big deal is because so far I think the calendars are going through to like mid-September, and there's no reopening date on it yet. So that means it's going to actually be down for more than a couple of days.
So the clickbait websites will say, closing forever or indefinitely.
That's what they've all been saying. But this I'm only bringing up because it's a big attraction. It never closes down for a significant period of time.
It needs it.
But it needs it so
It's
bad.
so technologically complicated, and it breaks down every single day.
Yes. So I'm actually very excited to see it, but just be aware that if you're going there around the beginning of the Halloween season, it's going to be closed.
Yeah. Yes, it's frustrating that it closes for refurb, but it needs it. Sorry.
Desperately, desperately, desperately. So the last thing, and this is just kind of apparently drama. So if you remember, there's going to be the new attraction, Walt Disney A Magical Life, opening up at the Opera House on Main Street, featuring an animatronic of Walt. Most of his surviving family has come out in support of this, and they think that what the animators and the Imagineers have done with that figure has been really good. There's one that has been very vocal against it. Her name is Joanna Miller. It's one of his granddaughters. And she, immediately after they announced it, she took to Facebook and just complained about it and said that this was against her grandfather's wishes. She's reiterated that recently, that she thinks that it's very offensive. She also has claimed without any evidence that he has written in the past and said to other Imagineers that were alive during his time that he never wanted to be made into an animatronic. And the Disney Research Library has said that they cannot find anything to substantiate any of her claims.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Doesn't she hate everything?
I don't know if it's that one.
I think she's the one that complains about literally every little thing that Disney does.
Well, there's some things that deserve to be complained about.
Yeah.
She has been like an advocate of like cast members and stuff.
Yeah, that's true.
However, does generally just criticize the company.
I'm also kind of like, I don't know why we care. Because she has nothing to do with the company, really, does she?
No, but it's her family.
Yeah, but we're not going to ask like every niece twice removed.
No.
I just don't understand why it matters, but
it's just something that's like adding more drama to it. I personally don't see the problem with it. She's saying that it dehumanizes him, and I'm like, it's going to be 2 minutes. They said it's like a 2-minute animatronic. I think that. I mean, we haven't seen it yet. Yeah. The only reason that I would probably be against it is if they open it up and it's something like the Hall of Presidents where they never look like the presidents ever. But that would be the only time that I would be
don't understand
did
why.
We do this?
I think maybe Washington and Jefferson sort
Lincoln?
of. Oh, yeah, Lincoln does look like Lincoln. But no other president looks the same. I don't know why they can't get that right.
Obama is black. That's about the end of the similarities.
Good. Yes, he is.
That's the end of the similarities there, and the rest of them it's
all really bad.
You can tell it's Kennedy because he's young.
Sure.
Anyway, so
Disney, do better at your animatronics.
Well, when they're supposed to be real people.
Yeah, for real people.
I don't know what it is. Lincoln was really good. Anyway.
Yeah.
That is the news. That's the news right now. So not much going on for Disneyland at this point. Again, not really a shocker. I don't really expect a ton of anything new.
I have to point out that on your list it says Joanna Miller is against AA, not Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh, I was thinking audio animatronics. That's a very standard abbreviation for audio animatronic.
She does not like that Alcoholics Anonymous.
Oh dear, exists. I hope people are not that way. Anyway, so that's about it for news. So as I mentioned, we just kind of wanted to do, and when I say we, I will just say it's me, but we wanted to do something that's just like, let's pay tribute to the fact that we're coming up to Disneyland's 70th anniversary. There's 5 original lands. If you didn't know that, I will just say right now, the 5 original lands were Main Street USA, Adventureland, Frontierland, Fantasyland, and Tomorrowland.
Wasn't it True Life Adventureland?
Why don't we get into that
then?
Oh,
okay. Sorry. Oops.
So with Adventureland, there's a couple of things to note, just like that are interesting before they ever built the park. Originally, if you find some like early concept art for Disneyland and even like some early plans, like aerial plans of the park, Adventureland was actually going to be on the other side of the park underneath Tomorrowland.
Underneath.
Yeah, so like where there's the space where Space Mountain currently is.
Oh, I thought it would be like a multi-tiered
Oh,
park.
No, I'm thinking like if you looked at a map,
like
from
south,
top of the map to the bottom of the map.
Tomorrow. Not in a bog underneath.
Could be.
Underwater.
If you walk down this tunnel, you will end up in Adventureland. No, it was originally going to be on that side of the park.
Gotcha.
And so it was going to be pretty tight. It wasn't going to be very big. But granted, at the time, they really only had like one idea of an attraction that they wanted to build. So I don't think they felt like they needed a lot of space. But then they decided Frontierland didn't need a whole half of the park to itself. So they moved Adventureland to where it currently is. And you are right. It was originally called True Life Adventureland. Do you remember why it was called
because
True Life
of the television program.
What was this television program?
It was called True Life Adventures. What?
Yes. Disney's True Life Adventures.
Yeah, and they went to like places and showed things, and
it's a documentary series.
Yeah, jungle people and stuff and animals and
Not
stuff.
really jungle people. It was what they called those early nature documentaries that they did. Yeah. They were called True Life Adventures. Some of them were just aired on TV. Some of them were like more theatrical releases. They actually did win an Academy Award for one of them. Huh. But they were called True Life Adventures. And so that's where he got the name Adventureland. He was going to call it True Life Adventureland. But then he decided to just drop the True Life part and make it Adventureland.
Better than fake, dead, boring land.
What is with you right now?
I don't know. Just go on.
I'm going to get messages about this tomorrow.
I'm not even that tired.
No, you're not.
And I'm not drunk. Just deal with it.
We're moving on.
Let's go.
Another interesting thing about Adventureland, which you may have noticed, when Walt designed the park, he wanted every land to come off the central hub in the middle. So like the famous hub and spoke design of the park. And what he wanted it to be is that if you stood in the central hub and looked down through the entrances of any of the themed lands, there was what he called a weenie, or some large thing to draw you into that land. So obviously for Fantasyland, it was the castle and so you want to go through the castle to see what was in there. For Tomorrowland, you could see the Moonliner, which was a rocket ship, out in the back. For Frontierland, he felt that you could see the Mark Twain riverboat over at the docks. For Main Street USA, even, there was the Main Street train station at the opposite end. Mm-hmm. But for Adventureland, you may already know this. If you look into Adventureland, there's nothing.
There's the fountain now.
There is now a fountain.
And
yes.
always a bunch of people just stopped standing there getting in your way while you're trying to go
100%.
through. That's what he wanted.
That's actually part of the adventure.
Yeah, pretty much.
So reportedly, what the reason for this is that there is just this very sharp left turn, and what the stories say is that Walt wanted it to be that was your adventure, that you would look forward at Adventureland and think,
What's behind the curve?
What adventure is around the corner?
What's around the river bend?
Only they didn't have that movie then.
Nope.
So like, what adventure was around the corner? That's the way the story goes. So Adventureland, also while they were building it was very interesting because they, just like with the Rivers of America, they were having a hard time filling the Rivers of Adventure with water because it's dry in Southern California.
Just pipe it in from gross Florida.
No, it was because they would put water in it and then it would just soak up. So the next day they'd come back and the riverbed was dry.
Oh, jeez.
So for both the Rivers of America and the Rivers of Adventure, they had to figure out how to line the waters so that they wouldn't just soak into the dirt. And then they did famously, they had to scour the Orange County and LA County areas to try and find plant life cheaply to populate the corners, the banks of the Rivers of America. They would actually go to people's, like when they were building the freeways, some of the freeways, they had to remove some trees. So they would go to the California Department of Transportation and they would take the trees that they were going to remove and they would plant them. If they knew people in neighborhoods were wanting to get rid of trees, they would go and remove it for them and take the tree. Also,
win-win situation.
Yeah, and then to get like a more like gnarled, like jungle-y look, yes, there were some of the trees. They would take some of the orange trees that they cut down in Disneyland to make room for the park, and they turned them upside down, so you're actually looking at the roots of it, but it looked like it was something else. So that did happen. And a lot of these trees now, a lot of the trees that you see are the same trees they planted in 1955. They're just significantly larger now.
Thankfully, it's so cool. And that's what, when we go to Disney World, I'm like, why are the trees not tall? I know it's not that much.
And you've seen pictures of the Jungle Cruise from like the 50s, right?
Yeah.
It looks so weird.
So strange.
Like I can see
all of Disneyland. The trees are 6 feet tall and that's all.
So yeah, they did grow in. So when Adventureland opened with the rest of the park, there was only one attraction, and that was the Jungle River Cruise, or the Jungle Cruise, whichever people called it.
Which was boring and not fun.
It actually was. Yep.
And over here you have they wanted real animals, right?
Yeah, I was going to say that if you knew about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Walt.
Over here there was supposed to be a hippopotamus. Look over
I don't think
here.
they trained them to give the tour that way.
Oh, yeah, it is the 50s, so they talk like this, remember? Well,
That was the 30s.
I thought it was in the videos that we always see.
Anyway, so Walt did originally want live animals. The only reason he got talked out of it is because animal experts told him he realized that all the animals will be asleep during the day. And also it's impractical to put them in such a small area.
And you'd have to have, like, whatever, zoo permits or whatever.
Listen,
it changes things.
At least he was talked out of it just with them saying that they're nocturnal.
Yeah.
So he was like, oh, then let's not do that. So they built what were crude animatronics at the time. They've gotten better since. But it was supposed to be like a real safari you were going on.
They just give the guests sticks to poke them with to wake them up. If they were real.
Who, the animals?
Yeah.
Yep. Here's your rhino stick. Have fun. Sometime in the 50s, I was looking to try and find the exact year, but I couldn't find the exact year. At sometime in the 50s, Walt Disney brought one of his animators, Mark Davis, to Disneyland. He was an animator, and he was really well known for his comedy that he could do. And Walt just said, I feel like we need to inject some comedy in the park, because at the time, nothing in Disneyland was actually funny.
Fun. Probably.
Yes.
But not funny.
But not humorous.
Yeah.
And because Mark had gone through the park and he's like, there's nothing funny. And so Walt just said, well, then what would you change? And he went through the Jungle Cruise and he's like, this.
Ham of the Jungle Cruise. Best decision ever.
He is the one that created like the Indian elephant bathing pool. He's the one that created the whole African veldt section with the animals and the sleeping zebras. He's the one that created the rhino attack where they're going up the pole and the rhinos are poking at them.
That's fun.
He's the one that created all that. All those funny things, those were Mark Davis. He's the one that's like, people should laugh.
When was this?
I can't find the year.
Shortly thereafter.
It was sometime in the 50s or late 50s or early 60s when it changed. And it kind of changed the Jungle Cruise forever because then people stopped taking the cruise seriously and it just gradually evolved into becoming a comedic attraction. So there's no like really hard, fast date where we could say this is when the Jungle Cruise skippers started telling jokes. It's just Mark made it more funny and they just kept adding more humorous elements. And so pretty soon it just became the thing that the Jungle Cruise is funny.
I want them to do one day that's boring.
Why?
Just in honor of 1955.
How are they?
Do it on July 17th. Just go around and this is a
Why is that your idea of?
Look over here is a tree.
You don't want to tell people don't come on the ride.
I don't know why it's Eeyore for some reason.
I don't either. Why does it have to be that in order to be boring?
I don't know.
Anyway, so that's why the Jungle Cruise is the way that it is today. The next major addition for the whole land didn't really come until the Enchanted Tiki Room, which was in 1963. This was the world's first use of audio animatronic figures. Originally, Walt wanted it to be a restaurant that was going to have real animals, real birds.
Pooping on your food.
That was the only reason why they could talk him out of it.
Oh, no. Oh, no. That would have been so bad.
Yeah, they're like, no, Walt, we shouldn't have real birds. And he's like, oh, I guess you brought up a real point. So he's like, what if they were robotic birds?
Oh, I'm just envisioning this horrible, horrible restaurant.
Right. Oh, geez. Thank heavens for all of us that they ultimately pivoted and pivoted again and pivoted again to make it the Enchanted Tiki Room.
Hundreds of Disneyland visitors get psittacosis and... Oh, man.
Also, fun fact, the Enchanted Tiki Room was the first Disneyland attraction that you had to pay extra to get into. Like, it wasn't included in the ticket books.
What was that? Was it a D or was it an E?
No, it was beyond that.
F.
But when it first opened, it was so popular,
extra.
it wasn't on the tickets.
Huh.
Unlike the other... There were other attractions that were not on the tickets, but they were free if they weren't on a ticket.
Yeah.
This one wasn't on the tickets, but it's because it was so much more expensive, and it was the only one.
It was only like 5 cents or something, wasn't it?
No, it was like, I don't know how much it was. I don't remember how much each ticket was. But it didn't last for terribly long, but when it first opened, it was so popular, like, we can't even use tickets for this. So you had to pay extra for that. And the Tiki Room used to have a Barker bird out in the front. He was a little bird just like the others, but he had like a little straw hat and a cane, and his whole point was to draw people in.
Where is this? This needs to happen again.
It was outside the entrance. It didn't last long because he drew so many crowds that people couldn't walk into the entrance of Adventureland.
Oh, you mean like it is now? Not because of that reason, but...
So he didn't last very long before they just got
cute.
rid of him. He's still famous because actually, like, there's a lot of Tiki Room iconography that uses him.
Yeah, a lot of merch I've seen.
Yeah, but he hasn't been seen. He had a very, very short life.
Well, now it's as you go inside, it's please buy your Dole. We at Dole love Dole. Dole pineapples. Dole. There's a song about Dole. Come eat my Dole.
Wow.
Yeah.
I am slightly remiss at saying that the next attraction was the Enchanted Tiki Room. The next one was actually the Swiss Family Treehouse in 1962. That was because it was just a couple years after the movie was
and then the Tiki Room.
Yes, and the treehouse. If we can go off of Saving Mr. Banks, Walt liked to boast that it had more fake leaves on it than like any real tree had or something like that. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know. I'm going off the movie Saving Mr. Banks, so that probably isn't 100% true. The Swiss Family Treehouse was obviously there until 1999 when it was rethemed to Tarzan's Treehouse. And then in 2021, it closed down for many years until it finally opened up a couple years ago as the Adventureland Treehouse.
Just last year.
Inspired by the Swiss Family Robinson. So it's kind of gone on this full circle moment thing. It is different than the original Swiss Family Treehouse, though. Quite different. And then...
And FYI, don't read the book. It's very terrible.
It's quite boring, and but it was entertaining.
It was entertaining.
And then the whole of Adventureland changed completely in 1995. Do you know why?
Indy,
Yep.
which is built outside the park. Kind of interesting.
Yeah.
And that's why you walk down 7,000 miles to the building, because you're going underneath the railroad, underneath the monorail, right? Or at least the
Not
railroad.
underneath the monorail.
At least the railroad, yeah.
Yeah. Into the show building, which is outside the park.
I remember before California Adventure opened, when it was a parking lot, and I'm like, oh, this really is outside, because it's just this big green building.
You can still see it from the monorail.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it changed everything. And because of its placement, they actually had to reroute the Jungle Cruise. The Rivers of Adventure used to connect to the Rivers of America.
Oh, really?
There used to be just this little bridge. And then because they knew where they had to put the queue for Indiana Jones in order for it to work, and in order to put it there, they had to completely reroute the Jungle Cruise. And so that's when the Rivers of Adventure and the Rivers of America stopped being connected, is in 1995. And also because they wanted everything to kind of match the shall we say, I don't want to say facade, but like the theming of Indiana Jones, they went through Adventureland and they changed everything to have more of an aged look to it, because they wanted everything to feel like it was in the same universe. So it now all had a 1930s vibe. So that's when the Jungle Cruise went from like the bright, clean, red and white striped canopies to the canopies that we know today. All because of Indy.
Indiana Jones.
He ruined
Henry
everything.
Jones Jr., if you will.
Yep. Also, the restaurant that you know. Okay, so let's talk about this first. There was a restaurant that opened in 1962 with the Tiki Room called the Tahitian Terrace. It was just on the other side of the show, and it did have like a little bit of like dinner and a show to it. There were like Polynesian dancers there. It's very 1960s tiki culture vibe. And that lasted actually in some way, shape, or form until the early 90s. Things changed a lot, but it was still technically there.
And that was Aladdin's Oasis, right?
And then it changed to Aladdin's Oasis, which also was to have a dinner show. Originally, when it first opened, you would go in and they would have a little bit of like an Aladdin-themed show.
I'm pretty sure I went to that.
Do you remember anything about it?
Not really. I was like 14, so.
Yeah, it didn't last terribly long like that. And for the longest time, I just remember it being where sometimes they had Aladdin and characters could be met just inside the door of Aladdin's Oasis. And then there was a period of time where they did like to-go dining packages out of there. You would just show up at the door and they'd give you your meal and then you'd leave with your food. And then that opened in 1993 and it technically lasted in some way, shape, or form until 2017 when it was turned into the Tropical Hideaway.
And the mosaic is still on the ground.
And that's why there's a mosaic of the magic carpet at the entrance to the Tropical Hideaway, is because of Aladdin's Oasis. And there's also a sign in there. It doesn't say exactly this. I think it says like Dole Whip, I presume. There used to be a little stand called Sunkissed, I presume, in Adventureland. And so it kind of pays tribute to that. There also, at one point in time, was a shooting gallery in Adventureland. Of course, you were shooting big game. Let's not talk about that.
Ooh, better than what you shot in Frontierland. I'm excited to talk about that one. Not.
And the only major restaurant that has actually lasted a really long time in Adventureland has been the Bengal Barbecue. And we all can be very, very, very happy when in the 2010s they got rid of a couple of the stores in Adventureland so they could make some seating areas for the Bengal Barbecue, because there was like 3 standing tables and that was it.
I'm assuming the store has existed all the time?
The Adventureland Bazaar has always been there in some way, shape, or form. It's always been
55?
there. It has changed quite a few times. It's now a lot smaller than it at one point was, but there's always been a store in that location from the time that the park opened. So Adventureland's like this small little land. There's like not much that goes on back there, but it's funny how much. One of the things I really like about Adventureland is how the stories tie together so well.
Yeah.
Because like, especially now with the Tropical Hideaway, they've found ways to tie in the Tiki Room to the Jungle Cruise. The Jungle Cruise has jokes that tie into Indiana Jones.
Yep.
Indiana Jones actually kind of makes reference to the fact that it's in the same location as these other things. Like the Jungle Cruise, and like it says like, yes, we're in this region, and that's where the Indiana Jones, where this temple is located. Everything is referenced to each other. It's one really cohesive story.
Do you remember? I think someone said why do they shoot the gun
Oh,
Other
on the
than-
Jungle
like
Cruise?
they say they're scaring off things, but it has a purpose, right?
It's, as far as I understand,
Timing or something? Like-
it's so that the other boats know where they are, so they can make sure that they're not too close to each other or something like that.
Yeah.
Now, I have never been a cast member. I am not saying that that's law. So if there's
we
someone that
heard that
comes and
somewhere,
says
but-
that this is actually, no, it's actually this, I will believe you because I don't really know that.
One interesting thing is when it's a really busy time of year and you get to go on that west side, like behind the buildings.
Yes.
In Main
Yeah, on
Street,
Main
you
Street.
see you get to see the huge propane tanks for the boats.
And even where the boats are parked.
Yeah, where they're parked. It's kind of fun.
And also, I will let you know if you didn't know, the Jungle Cruise, it's actually on a track. I'm sorry if I'm telling you guys something.
Oh, man, you ruined my
know.
entire life.
I know.
Yeah, when they're pushing down on the thing, it just goes forward. When they pull it back, they're stopping, but they're still on the track. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's just how it works.
But they have, it was either there or in Disney World that they've sunk-ish, like flooded enough, right? That they had to
I think it
evacuate
was Disney
them.
World.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, they can get water in them. They are actually floating.
Yeah.
But
It's just- there's something
the cast
underneath.
member isn't driving it, per se. Like, they're not steering. They control how fast it goes. That's about
You
it.
have ruined my whole life.
And also, come at me. You can say what you will. I think that the Jungle Cruise line is really cool. I mean, it's not as cool as Indiana Jones.
No.
That is, by far, I think... Would you say there's any queue in Disneydom that competes with the Indiana Jones queue?
Very few. Maybe some Japanese ones because Tokyo does it best, but I don't know.
It's hard to say.
So good. The Jungle Cruise line is also fun when the cast members come on the intercom and say stupid things like, "May I have your attention, please?" Thank you.
To those who have, yes. To those who have lost a roll of $20
Yes.
bills, please come see Jungle
With a rubber
Cruise Skipper.
band.
Yeah, tied with a red rubber band. Please see a skipper. We have
good news
found
for you.
your rubber band.
We have found your rubber band. And as a tip, we've talked about before, remember there's two lines. If it looks like as you're going upstairs that people are just going on one side, that's because they don't know what they're doing. So go on the other side. Hopefully save you some time.
Also, another tip, the Tiki Juice Bar, which is at the entrance of the Tiki Room, that only does mobile order, and it only does pineapple flavored everything. It does pineapple juice, Dole Whip floats, and Dole Whip, but all pineapple only. If you don't want to use mobile order, and you want other flavors, that's when you would go to the Tropical Hideaway.
I'd say 95% of the time when I want Dole Whip and I'm like, oh yeah, it's mobile order, you go on and it says time now. So
They go so fast.
it's really not that big a deal.
Yes.
But yeah, you can't go up and just give them, you can't throw coins at them and say, give me.
No, they will
give me
say that we
pineapple.
do mobile order only. And then also, when the Tiki Room is back open, if you want to know about how long before the next show starts, listen for the pre-show. If they're going through and the gods and the Tiki idols are talking, you have about 5 minutes.
Yeah. If it's the
What was that again?
one
more time?
Nope. The father of all gods and goddesses.
Tongariro.
Here at this invitee tree. That part. You're going to be let in really quick. So,
Yeah, it's about to let everyone in.
if it's the Dole commercial about Dole and then they sing a song
You still
about
have 10
Dole,
minutes.
you have a long time.
Yep.
They're every 20 minutes. I think?
15 minutes or
I thought
so.
it was 3 per hour, but yeah.
It's like 15, 20 minutes, something like that. And you can eat inside.
Yes. And
Just take all your Tiki trash with you.
they do say, is it Jose that when he's singing? So one of them says, "Sing along with us."
Please sing along.
Sing along. It makes it fun.
And
no
don't
one does
forget-
anything.
I know.
And stand up at the end. It says stand up. Do what the birds say, or they will poop on your head and in your food.
And don't forget when Jose asks, I wonder whatever happened to Rosita.
She's outside now.
She's outside in the Tropical Hideaway.
It's a fun little nod. He always used to say that, but
He's always said it, but now we know what happened to Rosita.
yep, she's been kicked out.
No, she's traveling. She's getting ready for her boat.
Oh, I think she was kicked out.
No, she wasn't. Anyway, so that's a little bit of the history of Adventureland. And that was in a small land. So you guys know I'm going to be like having to pick and choose for some of these other ones because there's a lot of history about for some of
And
these.
make sure you stand right in the middle of everything in Adventureland. Try and take up as much space as possible.
Yes, it's a rule apparently.
And don't let anyone past you.
Exactly.
I really don't like that there's that weird like island with a tree on it.
I
Everyone
like the tree.
Well, sure, I like trees too, but it's people congregate right there and
If
don't let
they
anyone
got
through.
rid of it, people are still going to congregate right there.
That's true.
So, meh. I use Adventureland to gauge how busy it is. If
Yeah.
you can walk through Adventureland pretty easily, it's not that bad.
Nope.
If you can't walk through
If you
Adventureland,
can't move at all,
it's
a
pretty
day,
bad.
Which we've had at Christmas time a few years ago before
COVID, yeah. So there you have it. It's a lot of fun. I realized I didn't talk much about the Adventureland treehouse. There's not much to talk about.
You go up and see things, and then you go back down the stairs.
Ta-da!
It's a good little workout.
Yeah. It doesn't
Good
have a lot
views
of
at the top.
Yeah. It does pay tribute to Tarzan a little bit throughout it, if you look closely.
Yeah.
But anyway.
Do you prefer Tarzan's or Swiss Family or Current?
I preferred Tarzan's because I liked that the bridge from the center tree
I like
that
the
is now
little
gone.
musical things going on in it too. And
Yeah.
it was pretty cute.
I still think it's fine now. I like it. It's cute. End of discussion.
Just do not read the book, or if you do, heaven help you. But it's very entertaining because it's so terrible.
Yep. Okay, so that's just a little bit history. We aren't going to do history every week, so next week we'll have more tips and tricks and stuff like that, or other topics that we're going to talk about. But we'll kind of get these leading up to the actual 70th anniversary. So hopefully you guys enjoyed it. I don't know. But otherwise, make sure that you book your trips to our friends at Getaway Today. We were remiss last week as well that we mentioned the Costco promotion.
It was only
it's
West
only available
Coast.
on the West Coast. So if you were in
I think
other
it's all
places,
sold out too. I've heard.
Maybe, I don't know. But if you were looking for them in other places, like I don't see them.
Nope.
Apparently, it's just West Coast.
Don't know why, but whatever.
So that means that you should go and use our friends at Getaway Today.
Yes.
They do have some really amazing specials going on right now.
And make sure you like and subscribe and.
Make sure you like and subscribe so you can get new episodes as they drop.
Follow
us
to
on
tie
Instagram.
it all together.
I know, but anyway, and follow us on Instagram. And I think that's about it.
Yep.
All right. See you guys.
Bye.